So here's quite the entertaining short story about a husband who's now divorcing his wife after finding out she was cheating on him. But to make things even worse, she is now pregnant with her affair partner's baby. And the affair partner, he is long gone. And now she expects our guy here to partake in stepping up, those are her words, and help raise the kid, pay for the kid, that type of thing. And this guy's like, no way, this ain't my kid, you're on your own, honey. And oh, she is relentless and won't back down. And I thought it'd be an entertaining one to show you guys how, if God forbid you're in a situation, no, you should not be taking care of somebody else's kid. His wife is cheating on him. Abandoned by the baby daddy when he finds out that the kid is his, and she actually expects this guy to do that. No, that's not your problem. But the way society is, they expect all guys just to basically be, ATMs. No, not going to happen here. And it's definitely an entertaining one. But this guy, he really gets into the details of how she just won't back down, which to me tells me in her perception of him is weak, and then she can finally get him to cave. Titled, my soon-to-be ex-wife cheated on me, and she's pregnant with the other guy's baby and wants me to step up because we share a child, and I don't know how to have a civil relationship with her. And a shout out to Paul for sending this in. He says, I found out my wife was cheating on me 4 months ago. Prior to this, I knew she was pregnant again and thought the baby was mine. She agreed to the DNA test, and it showed the baby was not mine, but it's the other guy's. It's amazing she actually agreed to the DNA test. I guess she's like, okay, flip a coin here. Or she figured, hey, he'll never leave me. Her affair partner is refusing to have anything to do with the baby or her and has moved without leaving any details of where he's gone. I mean, okay, instantly I have to feel bad for the poor baby. It's not the baby's fault. But this is how Chad and Tyrone roll. Duh. But she probably is like, hey, my husband will raise this kid. We have a son together who isn't even 2 years old, and we're sharing custody temporarily until the divorce. I filed so the divorce is in fact happening, and I will not stay with a cheater. Good for you, man. Again, it's bad enough she's cheating, but now she's pregnant with his child, and, well, watch what's next. But I'm having a very hard time with the co-parenting relationship. She wants me to raise her unborn child with our son so they can grow up as full siblings and have equality in life. She can raise that kid, with his son and all that. It's not his job. What do you mean we, sweetheart? We're getting divorced. That child ain't my problem. She said her baby deserves a dad as much as her son does, and my response to her every single time has been, she should have thought of that before she cheated. There you go. How about that? Well, I'm sure she did think about that. And she probably figured this guy's a sucker, a pushover, and he won't divorce me. Or I could just manipulate him and browbeat him and do something, some mind effing, to get what I want. But right here, deserves a dad. Well, sure. The baby deserves a dad, but it doesn't mean this guy has to do it. Every time she is quick to remind me that her unborn child didn't ask for this and is innocent of her actions. That was a little girl. But I can't separate to be in that child's life. Dude, it's not your problem. This is not your child. This all happened because your wife's a scumbag. And again, that child, this little girl, the unborn girl, does have a father out there. Why isn't this wife here, this woman, the mother, hiring a PI, trying to track this dude down? I mean, this guy's, is going to be on the hook. Child support? But, they're always going to go for the easiest target. This guy here. We have to see each other for exchanges, and she asks me every single time we do them. She also texts me, but I never reply. The DMs, but I don't reply. Oh, she DMs, but I don't reply. And I don't answer her phone calls unless they're about our son. And I've told her that she needs to text to say that we need to talk about him first. Well, I'm glad this guy is totally ignoring her and only communicating about their child. That should be the only reason they have any communication whatsoever. But do you see how relentless they can be? I have an attorney, and for anybody wondering, I do not want or need legal advice. But this woman is my son's mother, and right now my hatred for her is growing because she's trying to saddle me with her affair kid, and she will not quit. I know this is still early days, so I don't know if things will settle down or not. But I know our son needs to be civil at least, and that is something I'm struggling with so hard. When the baby gets here, she could get worse, and I don't know how to handle it. All the relationship advice is welcome, but please don't ask me to consider raising the other child because that will never happen. Now, we're not done yet. He's now going to go into a lot more in the comment section responding about things that are going on. But it's not his responsibility. And frankly, look, if I was how can I put this? Family law is different in every state, every location. All right, but man, I'd be trying to go for sole custody, like trying to sell the idea that hey, she's gonna be busy enough with this other kid. Who the hell knows? But now let me read some of the comments. The first one is him responding to people asking about full custody and family and friends. And our guy says, because it's very hard to get primary full custody. Here we go. She would need to be a very horrible monster to the kids for me to get full custody, and she's not. She's asking for a lot and has ruined our family, but the courts don't care about any of that. I've been told a lot in the time since I started this process, and I learned so much about what goes on into custody. There is no way I will be walking away with full custody unless she is a real psycho and a danger, and even then there are parents with shared custody in my state who have DUIs and other things where the kids are involved. I don't have a relationship with her friends and family anymore. They're on her side. So her family and friends, even though she ruined the marriage, what story did they get? Let's remember that. You have to question the story that she got from them. This is why you control the narrative. But still, it's not his kid. But I guarantee you, next to her friends and family saying, you should stay together. This is the Lord's work. No, it's the devil's work. You should raise that kid. No. It says here, a guy says, someone explained to me why she agreed to the DNA test. It was never going to prove she didn't cheat, and 50-50 it was going to prove she did. Did she agree because she wanted to trap OP into providing for the future child or the other dude? In her scenario, I can't see her thinking, makes me wonder if it's real and that she appears to have agreed so readily while knowing she was a cheater. Our guy here says, She already knew I knew she cheated. I think she was hoping that the baby would be mine and it would work in our marriage so we could raise our kids together, but the baby is not mine. And he also says one last thing in response to a question. I'm going to be honest, I hope to have as little to do with this other child as possible. But I'll be nice when I have to be around the child. But overall, my hope is for the kid to not really know me and vice versa. My son will have a relationship with them and I'll never step in between them. For birthday parties, though, those will be separate. His mom will throw our son one and I will throw him one. So I don't really think inviting his half-sibling will be needed because they can celebrate during the other party. That's how I saw it done when I was growing up and kids had divorced parents. Eventually, if my son does ask, I'll have to find a way to suck it up and spend some time with the kid and include them. For my son, I would do my best. Well, anyway, there you go. But stuff like this happens. It's amazing to me. She actually expects him to raise the kid, or at least finance the kid, include the other kid. And again, I feel bad for this little baby here because mom's a piece of garbage. The dad, the baby daddy, the real father left town. But notice again, she's not trying to track him down because I guarantee his actions have shown he's a deadbeat. Let's be honest here. And even if he wasn't sticking around, he probably doesn't have a job, so just like anything, go after the easiest target. Our guy telling the story here. But the thing is, how old is this guy? This guy is only 26. 20 freaking 6. I mean, shit. Technically, he could be my son. If I had a kid at 22, because I'm 48, that could be my son out there. He's young. Whole life ahead of him. And I'm glad he's wise enough not to stay with her any longer and fall for her bullshit, But it's going to be a lot of drama, but he definitely needs to make sure he controls the narrative. Everybody knows what's going on here. And he didn't mention it yet, but I'm sure he's going to get bombarded with texts and phone calls and guilt trips from her family and other people. And shit, if she's good, try to manipulate some people in his life to say, you should step up. A real man would take care of that kid. No. Never fall for that crap. So anyhow, guys, if this ever happens to you, be like the guy in this story here. Nope, not your problem.